Points North Landing is just that. It's a landing strip right where the road ends to the north. So if you're going to be doing any work north of here, mining, exploration, you're going to need supplies, equipment, help in all manner of forms. Well, here's one of the things you're going to need is some fuel cache when you're out in the bush. Here they are, rows and rows of fuel barrels. Flexibility and anticipating your customers' needs is how you stay successful at Points North Landing. Give me an idea how this whole thing started. In 1983, there was nothing here.
Yeah, there was nothing here, but back at that time, there was a definite need for a northern depot carrying freight north to service a lot of the northern communities. My uncles used to work for Norcan Air, and they took it upon themselves to scout out the area, and they just happened to notice that this is as far north as the road goes. So what they did was they got together with some other partners and they started developing a strip here.
Now, when they first did that, it was a strip to be used with your own aircraft to take supplies farther north.
Yeah, as the strip developed and they started talking to other companies in the area, they saw that it wasn't just about shipping freight to the north, it was also about servicing the fishing lodges, getting larger and larger aircraft in this area.
Now, every time this noise happens and a plane comes in, that's a good sign. It's more dollars for Points North.
It is, yeah. People from every walk of life come here, either through the fishing lodges or through the exploration, like the drillers, the geologists, the pilots. You know, a lot of these people are international crews, so they'll have been working all across the world. So you can hear their stories and get to know them, and it's just a lot of fun.
And as we got one more coming in, that's 5 in 20 minutes. That's pretty good. Life is going good right now.
It is, yes, it is.
Fuel, let's talk about that. You got 2 containers over your shoulder. How much do those carry? How much do they hold?
90,000 liters apiece.
Now, when a truck comes up to refuel, how much does it have in it?
Up to 50,000.
So we've got 1.8 truck worths of fuel in each one of those.
Yeah.
How quick will you go through that supply?
Oh, depending on the season, the time, I guess, a week and a half.
A week and a half?
Yeah.
So you got a B train coming up the highway every week and a half to make sure you got enough Jet A.
At one point in time, yeah, I suppose, yeah, it'll happen.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
There's not many places down south that go through that much fuel.
Oh no, it gets pretty busy here.
So we're at the end of the road, meaning we're at the end of the maintained highway. From here to Stony Rapids, it's what they call a seasonal road, which really means it's open in the winter.
In the wintertime, yeah.
So in the summertime, which we're at right now, it's every man for himself.
You know, it's rough. Believe me, it's rough.
How are these fitted out to make sure they make it?
Well, we have flotation tires.
So they're great. They're great big tires.
They're great big tires. We take most of the pressure out of them. We're only running at about 30 pounds of pressure, which helps in the sand. You want the condition of the sand to be moist, then at least you can stay up on it. When it dries up, like it has been dry this summer a lot, even I've been stuck in there. And then when you're stuck, we have satellite phones in there. You call for somebody to come and pull you out or what have you. It still takes 4 hours. So you get a little leisure laying around time.
I started in Saskatoon, born and raised, and always wanted to fly, so I went to a local school, started with my private license, and while I was doing that, I got a job at Westwind Aviation on the ramp. So I was cleaning and helping the maintenance guys and just general hangar work.
And give me the progression in flight training. You started out in this one?
No, no. Yeah, the 2-seater, 152s. I think most of my flights were in those. Just building time, and then I went to the 4-seater. And then I got hired for a King Air 100 job, co-pilot job. Kind of just slowly climbed the ladder from there. Well, right seat King Air, and then I went to right seat on a Jetstream 31, and then left seat on a Cessna 402, and then left seat on the Jetstream 31, right seat on the ATR 42, left seat on the ATR 42.
This is the ATR 42.
It is.
And they're made in?
France.
France. It's a high-wing turboprop T-tail. What do you think of the aircraft?
It's an awesome airplane. It really is.
Is it well suited to the bush?
Absolutely, yeah. The engines are nice and high off the ground. We do a lot of gravel work, so the props don't pick the gravel up. on our takeoff roll. So it's really a nice airplane for the north.
So is there still room at Westwind Aviation for the eager kid who comes along and wants to wash planes and learn everything and move up like you did?
Absolutely, yeah. There's lots of room. We're getting more and more airplanes, so they all need to be cleaned. So there's lots of work. I can't imagine working in an office every day.
We caught a glimpse of a beaver over here.
Yeah, I see one.
I don't know if it's the right guy or not. Oh,
It's looking good.
this is a continuation of the search for grandfather's beaver, and we've confirmed this is not the one right here.
Not the one.
So, give me the breakdown of the story. It's not just interesting that it's grandfather's beaver. There's a little bit of interesting history with that particular one. It's serial number 80.
Serial number 80. It was the prototype of the Mark II Beaver. So in the end, it was the only one ever made. It was basically Dehaviland made the prototype with a more powerful engine, basically, and then a few other modifications.
It had a slightly bigger tail,
Bigger tail.
and it had the Elvis Leonides engine, which was
Yeah.
550 horse.
That's right.
Rather than the Pratt & Whitney
450
horse one. So it was just a little step up.
Yep.
Now they took serial number 80 over to Europe.
Yep. And I think the timing wasn't right, and it didn't sell.
It didn't sell.
So the plane sat in England for, I think it was around 17 years, and then my grandfather bought it from de Havilland. I've got the original bill of sale showing him purchasing it in 1971.
He picks it up, brings it back to Canada.
Yep,
Now he's done that quite a few times with different aircraft. He brought them from all over the world
many
back
times.
to Canada.
Yeah, I've got his old logbooks. I've got records showing him bringing beavers, otters back from Africa, Europe, and sort of wheeling dealing, bringing them back to Canada, doing a little bit of cleanup, and then reselling them here.
Now the difference is he decided to keep this one.
This one was a special one.
Okay.
He knew that, and he kept it.
And he put it on amphib floats.
Yep.
Okay, so he used it as his.
This was his private plane.
How long have you been following number 80 around?
Probably been trying to research it for the past 10 years, watching the different owners as it's changed hands, as most planes do.
Yeah.
They go from one owner to another.
And he sold it, it went to.
He sold it to a logging company in Toronto. A couple of years later, it sold to Wings of Hope in, I believe it was Montreal. And from there, it went down to South America. Don't know how long or really any of the details there, but eventually it was probably the engine ran out or just something just too expensive, not worth fixing, happened to the plane. It ended up getting put out behind the hangar and just stripped for some parts to keep other beavers flying or whatever they needed. And the plane was more or less just left for dead.
But it wasn't done yet
It still wasn't done.
because.
A fellow in the States heard about it, flew down there, saw it, said, yep, I'm gonna buy it. Crated it up, brought it back to Florida. He spent about 6,000 hours and I don't know how many dollars restoring it back to better than new. He flew it personally for a couple of years and decided it was time to sell it. From there, went to Fort St. James.
In British Columbia.
In British Columbia. Close to home, but still, I didn't get the timing right. I didn't get to see it there. He sold it to Transwest Airlines, based out of Saskatchewan. So I've been watching it there for several years, and the latest entry on the registry showed Points North Landing. So for a couple of years, I've seen that, Points North Landing. It was stuck in my head. As soon as you asked me, you just got the Points North out of your lips, and I said, I'm in.
We know it's somewhere close by. We'll be right back with more Wings Over Canada from Points North Landing, Saskatchewan, right after this.
DVD copies of the Wings Over Canada series are available, singly or in box sets at wingsovercanada.ca or at 1-866-909-4647.